Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Hot mic.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I'm actually reading through a thread right now on owner finance, and I'm about to step in and add my comments. Anyways, welcome to the show, folks. This is where you can learn how to invest in real estate. Why would you invest in real estate? It's a great question. Get a lot of friends that ask me that. Why invest in real estate? And then until recently, I'd give them my reasons. But now I just point at the stock market and go, you want your retirement invested in that? I mean, the Dow, where did I read this? It was on Drudge Report or somewhere. It swung something like 20,000 points over, cumulative swings over the last week or two. That number could be totally wrong. I'm just pulling that kind of out of the back of my head. Man, look at the volatility. It is wild out there, isn't it? Traders aren't jumping out of windows yet, but they're coming close. You've got to wonder. It's just like Bitcoin. When I talked about Bitcoin and our prediction for Bitcoin and what was going to happen once the futures market opened, that there was going to be a mass sell-off because there was no way to short the market. It's classic. Go watch The Big Short, guys. I'm telling you, there are so many great lessons in that movie. My two favorite scenes is the scene where Michael is sitting there explaining to the stripper that they are at a gentleman's club. And he's explaining to her why, do you even understand the loans you're in? You're in a 5-1 ARM. You don't. And then when she said, he assumed it was just for her one condo. And when she said she had 7 houses, he's like, oh my gosh. These folks are even talking about investing. Unsophisticated people are now in the real estate market. That's how you know the crash is imminent. When unsophisticated investors start talking about it. I was sitting there, my wife and I were, and mostly family, were watching the Olympics yesterday. It's like wall-to-wall Olympic coverage in my household. I like the Olympics, but I'm not, not a huge fan. They're fine, but so anyways, Olympics are on at the house, and there was an ad for a news report to come on Sunday evening. Sunday, or maybe it was a Monday evening show on one of the local news stations. And they're talking all about Bitcoin. And they term this, they've got this term called Bitcoin moms. All these moms now, they're investing in Bitcoin. And you just sit back and look and you go, oh my gosh, it's the next new thing, right? It's amazing to me how many people chase after the next new thing. It's the next new thing. And I don't get it. There is already an excellent vehicle to build wealth and income, and it's real estate. And it's been that way for 200 years in the United States. 200 years. You don't have to go chasing after the next shiny penny. It's right here. The theme of today's show is the storm is coming. The storm is coming. You can already see it. Rates are on the rise. I'll get an update later this week from my banker to know what's going on nationally. But from what I'm hearing already, it is turning into, how can I put this? A bit of a show. Rates are on the rise. Incomes are on the rise, which is great. But the dirty little secret is now out in the open. A lot of economists, I should say economists, let's just call them government officials, have been lying about employment for the last 9 years. Not only have they been lying about employment, they've been lying about inflation. We know that the only thing that's kept inflation at bay is employment. Period. You could print all this money all you want. If it stays on a bank's balance sheet somewhere, it really doesn't go anywhere. But when employment begins to rise, people have more money to spend. The cost of labor begins to increase. Now you start to see some real inflation. That is coming. The storm is coming. There was a fascinating quote, and I want to say it was Jim Cramer, the last couple of weeks, who basically said, people are getting into stocks and I'll say stocks and bonds, but let's just call it stocks, the equity market. They're pouring so much money in that you really can't get an idea of, you can't get real price discovery in the market. Meaning there's so many dollars chasing so few assets that it's mispricing the value of those assets on the market. Which is true. I'll tell you, at the end of this experiment, and I don't know when the experiment ends. It may end right as the Gen Xers are beginning to retire, which is my generation. I'm like the tail end of the Gen Xers. I'm like right there. I'm within a couple of years, depending on who you talk to, between the millennials and the Gen Xers. Either I'm a really old millennial or a really young Gen Xer. And what I can tell you is, as our cohort gets closer to retirement, the big lie is going to be out for everybody to see. And the big lie is when we went from defined benefit retirement plans to defined contribution plans. Meaning, if you were at a company for 25 or 30 years, you knew what your benefits were going to be when you retired. That's your typical pension program, which, by the way, most of those pensions are bankrupt anyway. But for the sake of this discussion, let's just talk about changes that happened 40 years ago. Because of that, there was a change known as ERISA. And ERISA allowed employees to save for their own retirement. Allowed employees to take from the grasp, the clutches of their evil company, and allow them the power to do as they saw fit with their retirement. Here's the problem. We gave the keys over to the average American employee to their retirement, but we never taught them how to drive that vehicle. Here's the keys to your bright, shiny, new truck that should get you through retirement. Oh, by the way, you're not going to find out if that truck works until you're at retirement, so I hope it does. And oh, by the way, we're not going to give you any training on how to save for retirement, how to invest wisely. So what did all these American workers do? They focused on the tax benefits of these retirement plans. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound incredibly ignorant because it's completely opposite of what you've been taught. When someone sits down with me and says, Jason, I'm trying to do X, Y, or Z because of the tax benefit, I'm immediately shocked. And here's why. We don't do business in order to reduce our tax liability. When people brag about not paying taxes in real estate or paying very little in taxes in real estate, it's because they don't make much money. That's why you don't pay a lot in taxes. That's just the reality of it. That's absolutely true. Sure, certain activities are taxed at a smaller rate or a reduced rate.
2 minutes.
What I think is funny is when people get all whipped up about tax stuff, and they're like, Jason, what's going to be the implication on real estate? Oh, changing tax laws. And I'm like, all those guys in Congress, all those gals in Congress, they're all real estate people. And now we got a real estate guy in the White House. You think there's anything that's going to be, like completely change the whole world of real estate? Not really. 8 out of 10 millionaires come from real estate. And 8 out of 10 millionaires, I would hazard a guess, millionaires are the ones that really make the laws in this country. I mean, we can claim there's this free system and everybody can vote and all that other stuff, but reality is money is the one that runs this thing. So when people say to me, oh, I want to do this because, and their first reason is, quote, taxes, my immediate response is, wait a minute, you're building this business for tax purposes.
1 minute.
You're probably missing, you are missing the big picture. Even at the highest tax bracket, which is what? Is it 37% now? 39%? I can't remember. You're missing 60% of the upside. It's amazed me. Let's go back to the ERISA discussion. So many people were handed the keys to their retirement when they were young workers, but have no clue what they're doing. Here's the keys. Here's your driver's license. Good luck. I hope you don't crash into anything. And by the way, you will only find out when you crash into something when you're in your 60s. We get back from the break, we're going to talk about the importance of retirement, what it means in the future. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Working from the investor's point of view, Principal Inspections will give you turnkey inspections that are high quality, affordable, and focused on information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Founder Jeremy Humphrey comes from a family of real estate investors. He started Principal Inspections for investors because as an investor himself, he experienced the need for fast, quality inspections with information directly pertaining to property condition and potential resale value. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections, 832-684-5516. That's 832-684-5516. Or go online to principalinspections.com. That's principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
This is Business 1110.
All right.
Hot mics.
Yeah, I like this song. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Last couple of months, I've been studying full-time RVers. So who are these folks? They've got a Class A motorhome or a Class C, or some are even like in these van conversions. Some folks are towing fifth-wheel RVs and Airstreams and all that other stuff. And it's been really fascinating to watch. We get some people, retirees do this all the time. They sell everything, they got the RV, and they zip around the countryside. Some even put their RVs on a slow boat to Europe. RV gets to Europe, they fly in, pick it up, head around Europe. Really, it is really neat. What's interesting is, and I'm gonna talk about this in a show at some coming up here in the future, because I can feel sometimes I can feel these topics coming up inside me, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do a show on this one. What's fascinating is are not the retirees, but the young folks who are married, have no kids, or folks who've got young kids and decide to sell everything and travel the countryside. And there's a ton of blogs out there and YouTube channels and all that stuff devoted to full-time RVing. And it's fascinating to watch. And there's an undercurrent, if you will, with these folks. Most of them at some point in their early career, and they're not very old. A lot of these folks may be 40, maybe a little bit older, mid-40s, but most of them are between, let's say, 28 and about 45. And one of the things they realize, they know something's wrong, but they can't put their finger on it. They know something's not working. They're sitting there in their cubicle. These are the people that are successful, which is actually a pretty small percentage. These are the folks that went to college, they majored in the right thing. Oh, by the way, another show I've got sitting in the back, kind of in the queue, are lies your parents told you. And this isn't like my parents, but most parents. It's good. It's advice everybody says, but it's wrong. Like, just go to college and you'll get a good job. That's wrong. We knew that when I was going to school, right? We knew that. My parents were like, oh, it does matter. Rest assured, it totally matters. So one of these shows I'm going to dedicate to lies that your parents told you as a way to discuss retirement and all that other stuff. It's a show topic I would sit in the background. Anyways, these folks that are that are sitting there. They go to school, they get the right job, they get the right internships. They're now working in quote corporate America. And they're sitting there in their cubicle, and they look across to the person on their left and their person on the right, or they're sitting in one of these corporate meetings and they're looking around the room and they realize, I do not want to spend the next 40 years working with any of these clowns. It just hits them like a ton of bricks. I do not want to do this. I just don't. I'm done. I don't care if I have to live in a yurt. I'm not working with these people anymore. This is just not. I feel sorry for you guys. I don't know how. I don't think I am employable at this point. Like, just from a social standpoint, I couldn't handle the HR unwritten rules you guys have to deal with. It's insane. I'll get around some friends of mine and they'll start telling me what their work is like. And I'm like, it's not that the work is bad. It's all the other nonsense that goes on up there. In any case, so a small, very, very small, extreme demographic ends up working in just like a quote good job, just like everybody else has, making, good money, what most Americans would consider good money. And they look around and they go, is it really worth it? Because I've got to spend 20, 30, 40, 50 years with these clowns, or, someone like them. Is it really worth it? Is it really all worth it? So they start exploring different means to generate income. And somewhere in that search, where they can travel the country, travel the world, and make some money and save some money for retirement while doing all this fun stuff at the same time, they begin to realize and uncover the lie of retirement. The theme of today's show is The Storm is Coming. If you think for 5 seconds that you're going to be able to do the same thing your parents did or your grandparents did in order to retire, you are going to be horrifically wrong. It's not going to work. There's a great book Robert Kiyosaki who is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Excellent book. If you've never read it, go read it. It's fantastic. His best book, at least the book I like, is called Prophecy. I've read it before. I'm actually going through and reading it right now. And one of the things he says that's very fascinating, and he says, as a population ages, their propensity to use healthcare increases. The more likely they are to use healthcare. In fact, the bulk of your healthcare dollars are spent in the last 6 months of your life. I mean, let's be brutally honest here. This discussion about healthcare in the United States, we're not talking about pre-existing conditions, and we're not talking about pregnancy costs. We're not talking about checkups. The bulk of healthcare dollars are spent in the last 6 months of life. Notice I didn't say last 6 months, they get you all figured out and you live another 10 years. It's the last 6 months. That's where the vast majority of healthcare dollars are spent. Millions of dollars. Where does that money come from? If you're short in your healthcare resources, you pull it right out of your golden goose, your retirement. So we have a demographic issue here in this country. We have fewer workers entering the workforce than we do retirees retiring. The way retirement works in the United States, the way the stock market really works, when you look at it through this lens, meaning I need more people working to support retirees. Social Security works this exact same way. I need more people putting in than are taking out. That's very close to the definition of a Ponzi scheme. I need people putting money in, more people putting money in, so less people can take money out. What happens when you have fewer workers than you do retirees? oh, we got a problem. There are no dollars coming in. If you want to really scare the snot out of yourself, start looking at pensions. Look at the Dallas Police Department pension if you want something close to home. Texas is usually relatively conservative, fiscally conservative. Dallas has made a mess of their pension plan. Houston isn't that great either. But these pension plans are predicated on this one rule. This, you guys ever go to like an article and it says like this one trick to shrink all the belly fat? Just do this one thing. So this is how a pension works. This one trick for pensions. More money has to come in than comes out. Why? If you look at what the actuaries say about pensions, they need to grow, meaning their money needs to grow like 7, 8, 9, 10% a year. Well, that's just not happening anymore. So what happens when they stop growing to meet their future obligations? They need capital flowing in from workers.
2 minutes.
However, what's the problem with that? Our population is aging, meaning there's not new workers coming in. So what's going to happen? As we age, the closer we get to retirement, as we retire, the closer we get to the end of our life, we will spend the vast majority of our healthcare dollars in those last 6 months. And it's not going to be that one retiree. It's going to be all of them. You thought healthcare was expensive before. Just you wait. This is one of the problems that's going on in Japan. The country's dying. There's just no more Japanese babies being born anymore. That's the problem. The population's aging too fast.
1 minute.
In fact, there's some rumors out there. China is going to experience the same thing with their one-kid policy, one-child policy. In order to fuel governments, in order to fuel these pension plans, in order to fuel these equity markets, you need a robust consumer retail market that's putting dollars into the system. You have to. Otherwise, it doesn't work. What would happen tomorrow if everybody stopped buying stocks today? That's an interesting question, isn't it? If they're really worth what they're worth, stop buying them and see what happens. We get back from the break, we're going to talk more about the coming storm. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Hey, Dean, I got a buddy of mine.
Taxes. Just
Good
the sound
dude.
of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson
His
Advisors,
grandfather's
we provide
very
tax
wealthy,
reduction
and they
through asset
built a
protection for
hospital.
real
I
estate
can't remember
investors
where.
throughout the
And he flew
country.
over there
Our
to.
unique philosophy
He's
has
he's got a
CPAs,
PhD
lawyers,
in
bookkeepers, and
public
estate
health,
planners
so
with
he flew
one
over there to
common
go
goal,
help
helping you,
you
the
know
real
the
estate
nursing
investor.
staff and all that
Check
build
us
their
out today
one of their
at AndersonAdvisors.com.
employee protection
And don't
programs.
forget to
Anyways,
tell
he
us
stayed in a
you
yurt.
heard about us at Right Path Real
So
Estate.
all the guys we hang out with call him Yurt Boy.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes,
Morning,
networking
Rhett. Howdy,
opportunities,
Michael.
and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best.
Hey, we're getting close to
analysis
crawfish
in
season,
today's
aren't we?
market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
You found or inherited a great investment property.
1 minute.
Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Hot mics.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Helping somebody with a foundation issue right now in our private members-only group on Facebook. We've got a couple of different opinions, so then we got an engineer involved. So the engineer is going to come back and tell us what we should do. Always use competent professionals, folks. The coming storm, that's the theme for today's show. Every single one of these retirement plans require more workers than retirees. We know that has inverted over the last few years. So what are you going to invest in? See what happens to the market when people stop buying stocks. What happens when they stop buying stocks? Do you need to buy a stock or a bond in order to live? No. The answer is absolutely not. We're going to have a discussion about this on the radio at some point. But when I was in Disney with the folks that we work with, actually, you guys know Robert Orfino, who runs JB Fund Services. We were in Disney with Robert and Colby and our spouses and the kids. And Robert and I got into a very short discussion. We're probably going to spend more time talking about this at a special monthly event we put on. Or we may even talk about it on the radio. I may just bring them in on a Friday. We may just talk for an hour about it. But I could see, maybe not in the near future, but in the foreseeable future, maybe 10 or 15 years from now, 20 years from now, about running into a deflationary environment. His theory was based on a talk that Elon Musk gave, where Elon Musk basically said, hey, look, I mean, do we really need a robust construction agency or construction industry when we've got robots that are doing all the construction? When my trucks are driving up and down the highway with nobody in them? I mean, is it possible for us to reduce the cost of these goods? I mean, it certainly is. I've got this phone. I've got a Samsung Note bazillion, whatever it is, whatever the newest Samsung Note is. And I think it was $800,000-$900,000, something like that. I always buy the unlocked phones because I hate being stuck with one carrier. But so I've got this phone here. And this phone, what's amazing is it comes with a dock. You can dock it, hook it up to a monitor or TV, and run a keyboard and mouse in it just like you would. Like you can look at Word docs and PowerPoint and Excel and do your email and from a phone. It's amazing. Even you didn't have that kind of technology 3 or 4 years ago. So one of the things we were talking about is, do we get to a point where the technology is so advanced that we're going to see entire industries just get crushed? We know that's going to happen once we get the autonomous driving cars. There are a lot of people associated with the transportation industry. Heck, look at we haven't developed the battery technology or the motor technology to do this quite yet. But look at the electric car. How much maintenance has to be performed on an electric car versus a traditional combustion gas engine or diesel engine? They're amazingly simple. And all of that transformation is going to take place over the next 10 years. So before I even get into the retirement discussion, look at the companies that you are invested in with your mutual funds and start to ask yourself, are they going to be a part of this coming revolution? Like, how are these companies going to continue to bring value to my portfolio? Here's one thing I figured out early on. I want my money invested as close to the most basic needs of a human being. Food, water, shelter. If I own companies that make food, real food, own companies that have a stake in water, and if I'm in the shelter business, my industry is not going anywhere. My portfolio is not going anywhere. What if in the future you don't merely rent houses, but you rent the land and let the tenant print, 3D print, any house they want on your property? That technology is coming, certainly in my lifetime. So then you got to ask yourself the question, what's the house actually worth? House is really worth nothing. It's the land where all the real value is. And truth be told, it's not even the land. It's actually the school district the kids go to. That's what really gives value to real estate in Texas. So what are we going to do for retirement? What's going to happen that day that all of a sudden Americans wake up and realize, I really don't need to own these stocks and bonds? Now what are they going to do? I can see a really great case being made for a growing deflationary environment, especially as our numbers in, quote, first world countries begin to diminish. We can see it in Japan already. It's going to happen in the United States. Folks are having fewer and fewer kids. There are fewer and fewer workers entering the workforce. Therefore, there's not as much demand. Now, of course, it's all relative. You still want to be in the areas of the country that are continuing to experience job growth, Texas being obviously one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest, for the last 9 years. Heck, the last 30 years. Look at Texas. It's just a growth machine. You know, the joke in Texas, our state bird is the mockingbird. For those in the real estate industry, we actually call it the construction crane. There's a construction crane go through Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. They're everywhere. Everyone's moving to Texas. In part because of the job growth. And our taxes are relatively low here. But let's go back to retirement. We got a whole lot of folks that were never taught how to retire because their companies did it for them. Now, the only problem with that is, and there's a groundbreaking case, a Supreme Court case that I'll talk about in one of these radio shows, where the beneficiaries sued, I want to say it was a city, because they had a major change in their benefits program. In fact, that major change was a 50% reduction in benefits. You thought you were retiring on one number, and all of a sudden, the city you worked for said, nope, can't do that. We're going to cut your benefits in half. And I cannot remember if it made it to the Supreme Court, if this is or if this was an appellate court decision, but the court basically said, yeah, they can do that. That's kind of scary. You thought you were going to retire on $10,000 a month, and now it's $5,000. Or you thought you were going to retire on $5,000, and now it's $2,500 a month. Those tough decisions, I can tell you right now, are coming. It absolutely is going to happen. It has to. It's the same thing I discussed on Friday about the turbulence we've experienced in the equities market. We were not allowed to regress to the mean in 08 and 09.
2 minutes.
We will have to pay this growth back at some point. We're going to end up back at the mean, the historic mean, the historic average. We've got 110, 120 years worth of data at this point. We know exactly where this market's going to head. Interest rates are going to rise. Worker wages are on the rise, 2.6, 2.9% in January alone. We're going to start to see a steepening of appreciation in single-family real estate. That's why I'm telling a lot of people right now, get in. Get all in. It's about to get real steep. And then, of course, sell those assets to pay off your other single-family real estate.
1 minute.
What gets people in a downturn is leverage. Every single time, it's leverage. If you're debt-free and cash flowing, do you really care what's going on in the market? You could have your rent rate slashed in half and you're still going to be fine. But you can't do that with leverage. Now's the time to start deleveraging. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. We get back from the break. We're going to talk about the coming storm.
Mike's off.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties.
Yeah, so does anybody know what the crawfish crop is going to look like this year because of all the freezes?
And we insure over 30,000 properties.
So if anybody's got any idea what it looks like, post it in the Facebook thread.
Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Do you have cracks
1
in your
minute.
brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
This is Business 1110.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Getting into a little discussion here on Facebook, a little politics on Facebook, which is always productive. Always productive. I just linked this article, great article on Zero Hedge. Came out in 2010. I just searched for it real quick and was able to pull it up on Google. In entitlement America, the head of a household of 4 making minimum wage has more disposable income than a family making $60,000 a year. I'm going to read that again. The head of a household of 4 making minimum wage has more disposable income than a family making $60,000 a year. Yeah, sorry, guys. That little gravy train has got to end. It really does. Your tax dollars. We talked about retirement today. We haven't even started talking about taxes, entitlements, and all that other stuff. And if you think for 2 seconds that the government's going to step in and save you, you are wrong. You think your company's going to come in and save you from your retirement mistakes or from their mistakes? You would be absolutely wrong. If you look at corporate profits, I'll have to find that. It's on DarkBid's website. If you guys are familiar with DarkBid, let me pull him up real quick. There is a great article. Oh, here we go. All I did today was talk about ERISA. I didn't even talk about index investing and ETFs and how those are between ERISA and what's been going on in the index investing and ETF environment. Those are really that's the nuclear warfare for retirement. I mean, it's literally just going to explode everything. In his latest research, finance professor Hendrik Basma, I cannot pronounce this guy's last name, Besmbinder, discovered that 58% of stocks don't even outperform a treasury bill. The study was based on 26,000 stocks from 1926 to 2015. Just 4% of stocks accounted for all of the $31.8 trillion in gains during this period. That means 96% of stocks were complete garbage. Even worse, shares of unprofitable companies outperform their profitable counterparts, which is why you have a marketplace that is dominated by Twitters and Teslas. Y'all need to get real smart about your money. Real smart. Because I'm telling you, the stuff that you're invested in via your mutual funds or your money manager guy is going to fall apart at some point. The storm is a-coming. That's one of the reasons why we invest in real estate. 8 out of 10 millionaires invest in real estate. It's real simple. We focus on buying single-family houses that cash flow or that we flip and take a big chunk of money out. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can sign up there. At our free workshop, we give away all kinds of cool stuff. We've got a tool there that we use that determines whether or not the house, the asset, is a good buy or not. It tells us how much cash flow it produces, how much income from flipping it would produce.
30 seconds. We
also have construction documents there, what type of materials to use based on the house's ARV, all kinds of cool stuff. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. That free workshop's on Thursday night at our office, 11451 Katy Freeway. Love to see you there. Tom will be in studio tomorrow. Build your team Tuesday. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Thanks for listening.
All right, mic's off. Bye, Jay.
Bye. Thanks.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Find Jason and Tom at rightpathrealestate.com.
Oh, yeah, Daniel, I'd love to go to... I need a new crawfish spot. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later.